Okay, good afternoon to all of you. So this is the coordinations meeting of all the presenter participant batch 1. So still we are entertaining submissions for the ICHESMET full paper submissions until November 8th. So there would be a second batch of meeting, but you will be informed about the today's agenda in a while. So we're just waiting for the others to come in. So we are expecting around 40 participants that we have emailed in lines with the informations that we will be discussing for today's. The focus of the our coordination meeting is for you to be aware of what would be what are the preparations for the conference and the requirements for the publications. I'm with the engineer Orlene de la Cruz, not our chair for the call for papers, and Dr. Philip Ermita, who is the vice chair for publications. We would be assisting you, and we will be entertaining later on a question for any comments or clarification that you need to be aware of the conference proceedings. Okay. Siguro let's give them 3 more minutes. It's 4:07 in Philippine time, so we'll be starting to discuss our orientations for the presentations in ICHESMET conference about 4:10. Okay, good afternoon to all of you. So I would like to welcome you to today's meetings for all the presenter participants for the ICHESMET. So you are the first batch who would be oriented of the requirement for presentations and publications. To start the sessions, let's have a short prayer.
Praise God from whom all blessings flow. Praise Him, all creatures here below. Praise Him above, ye heavenly hosts. Praise Father, Son, and Holy Ghost.
Okay, good afternoon to all of you. So this is the coordination meeting for the presenter participants for the ICHESMET 2021 that would be happening on November 25 to 27 of this year. So I'm Dr. Arvin de la Cruz. I'm your conference chair, and we'll be discussing about the requirements for the presentations and other details of the publications and how do we go along with the process of your publication for the peer review or the blind review. So here with me, together we'll be discussing I'll be discussing some of the details, and then we have Dr. Philip P. Ermita and Engineer Orlene de la Cruz, who is part of the uh, peer review for the call of papers. And also we are the one who are in charge for the communicating with our publisher in lines with the conference proceedings and in coordinations with other journal with Q status. Okay, so just to start with, this is what we will be having in your slides. So we have the design background for yours for the slides, and this is the front page of your slide. So this one, the one in the yellow one is there. This is where you would be putting your title with, and then the lower area, like our names or the author's names, is being defined on the lower area. You could enhance the design as long that you wanted to really implement something, or you wanted to input put a video on it. So it's up to you, as long that you try to coordinate with the design of the template of the PowerPoint presentations. And then you are required to put your picture in this side. So in the sample email to you, we have a temporary image, so you could input your picture here, your formal picture, and then the logo of your affiliations, whether it's the school or industry based. So you have to put in the logo in this area. And then the one who would be presenting, since not all of the author would be presenting, so the one who would be presenting the paper should be defined here, because there is a awards for best paper presenter, and then the best paper, and then the outstanding paper. So we will be evaluating it in accordance with the requirements of the conference. Also, we'll be having feedback soon that I'll be discussing on the later parts. So I'll be turning overing the talk to Dr. Philip Ermita, who would be discussing about the requirement for the presentations and the publication requirements. So the agenda would be details of the letter of acceptance for presentations and publications, copyright and authorship agreement, We have the registration fee for more clarification on that matter. And then we have the template for the PowerPoint presentations, and then the time range required for your video presentation or the fixing. And then we have a forum on that matter. And then we have the audience feedback through Google Forms and naming of files and folders that should be submitted. There would be a requirement for that also. And other matters, we will be entertaining issues concerned that you have for the upcoming event. So, Sir Philip?
Yes, Doc Arvin?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
You can start discussing this one. Thank you.
Okay, so magandang buhay po sa ating lahat. First and foremost, in behalf of the first ICHESMET 2021, we would like to thank you for coming for our orientation. So this is how we prepare for the upcoming conference. So we are trying to ensure that everything is well coordinated to all the research presenters and to the submission of the papers itself. No? So again, not only thank you, but with Doc Arvin, we can say congratulations for making it to the ICHESMET 2021. Okay, so allow me to discuss with you some of the details that we have prepared, no, for us to be informed on what we are going to do with our journey, not only from the conference itself, but as we go along with the publication of our paper. Okay, so for the detail of the first is, I think you received the acceptance letter for presentation, wherein it is indicated there is a paper code, no, wherein there is you have submitted your abstract and later on the submission of the full paper, and then with that, with the full paper, no, as we look forward for the publication, it is a requirement that there is a blind review process wherein it is assigned per track. No? So in this particular conference, we have a lot of identified peer reviewers, not only locals, but also with our partner university, no? With specifically, I think it is indicated here that we have partnered with the VLU and also with the MRSP and some other notable institutions, no, that willing for us to be part as reviewer of this conference. Then I think it is already given that you have already registered, no, for in the registration, and then in terms of the fees, no, I think it is also indicated in the website of the ICHESMET 2021. And then the second one, as we go along, no, so it is already indicated that you have already the paper, and then during the conference there will be assignment of tracks, no, and rest assured that we are doing our best. You will be guided during the presentation. And then after which, no, the role of the organizing team doesn't end, no, at the end of the conference itself, no. As the vice chair of the ICHESMET 2021, no, so we are still looking for publication after the conference. So dito po papasok, no, based from the recommendation of the peer reviewers, you will be receiving another letter if your paper is qualified for publication. So we will be sending acceptance letter for publication wherein you are about to submit your full paper with similarity index result. No? So when we talk about similarity index result, we are looking for a Turnitin results. Okay, and then from that, we are going to check um, if the comments of the reviewers were already incorporated kasi meron po kaming assignment reviewers per track or even per paper. Now, these reviewers are expected to be experts, no? And on the field specific track. And then you need to revise the full paper based from the review of the or comments or recommendations of the peer reviewers. And then you have to pay for that. So it is also included in the acceptance letter for publication, the corresponding publication fees. No? So ang ginawa po namin, hindi po muna namin nire-require that you pay for the publication fee right away kasi yun yung medyo malaki. And then because what we're doing right now is we are really looking for appropriate journals per track. No? Since marami po tayong track, we are looking for appropriate track uh, that will saan papasok yung paper natin as per classification of the track. And then from that, we will also be sending you the forms for the copyright and co-authorship agreement. No? So it is very important that it should be properly filled up and signed. Kasi, of course, we are all aware that we are also concerned of the data privacy. So we want to ensure that you are giving your consent, no, for publication and agreement with your co-authors. Okay, next slide, Doc Arvin. Okay, and then for this, part also of the requirement is that since we are targeting different journals, so saan po mag-fit yung paper natin, there will be a communication coming from us that we need to follow the template for the journal, no? So sa ngayon po kasi expect with us na hindi pa kami makasubmit ng final template because the organizing team is looking for, nabanggit ko kanina, is looking for appropriate journal kung saan mag-fit yung research natin on the specific track. And then it is also expected that you revise the paper, no, coming from the peer reviewer, and then you filled up the copyright forms and co-author agreement, and then the similarity index, which I mentioned a while ago, the Turnitin results should be less than 15%, no? Less than 15%, and for your paper to be published as well, of course, we would like to ensure that we need to pay for the publication fee, no, for that matter. No, so right now, so please bear with us. Sa publication po, we all know that it takes time, but we are targeting that we will publish it less than a year. So nevertheless, everything will be communicated to respective corresponding authors. No? So doon po kami most of the time mag-e-email sa corresponding authors. Okay. So later on, if you have questions, feel free po. Okay.
Thank you, Sir Philip.
Yes. Go ahead, Doc.
Next, we will be having this is it is already posted in our website, www.ichesmet.com. You could check the call pay paper, the registrations, and the paper submissions. It's already posted there that we have a different type of fees from different publications. So we have the AIPP conference proceeding for engineering and technology exclusive. That would be for the student and professional level. So we have this 13,000 pesos in Philippine money and 14,000 pesos in Philippine money is already includes the registration, the presentations fee of 1,501 or 1,200 pesos, while for the international participant is $280. Now, if you have already paid the 14,000, automatically you have paid for the presentations and possible publications. Now, in case that your paper would be published in a journal Q or one of the standard journal publications in the international zone or scene, sorry, we will be requesting you regarding the informations of additional charges. But for now, the conference proceeding still remains these prices. But if there would be recommendations, it would be coordinated to your email. And then we have the LCBER conference proceeding, and where we have also another conference proceeding. We have I cannot reveal yet the conference proceeding yet, but it also caters all the areas of ICHESMET, the humanities, education, social sciences, management, engineering, and technology. But the price would be is still yet to be defined. We will be getting the price exactly by next week once we have closed deal with another publications. Now, what's good about this new publication partners of us is not only conference proceeding, but also it offers publications in a specific journal with Q1 to 4. Okay. So we will be posting an update of the prices of that specific conference proceeding. So we would still ask you on the last minute whether you wanted to be in the AIPP conference proceeding, LCBR, and the new conference proceeding, because there would be, just as discussed by Dr. Philip Ermita, there would be a full out of your paper from conference proceeding to the journal Q. So it means that when they full out this one, they will be communicating directly to you and no longer with us. But it is cited that your paper had been presented in our conference, and then we are discussing with them whether it would be a pre-charges since you have already paid the conference proceeding fee by then. So we are still negotiating with them if they could give us a full out publication in journal Q1 to 4. Just to give you an insight, the publication for a journal with Q1 or Q2, 3 or 4 costs about $7,000. So it's very expensive. So we wanted to have that kind of privilege. That's why we are partnering with them in the conference. So I hope that you could encourage other people that you know to please submit to us the paper, so that the more the merrier, the better, because they would be looking into the strength of the conference. And then also have presentation with publication in selected university journal. We have the PUP university journals. We have already coordinated with them, so we will be having a publication with them for free, or other university like Isabela State University and other publications that have communicated with us for a free publication. Now it's your options. Again, we will notify you if you are interested to publish it in the university journal. So please be reminded that university journals, it is not Scopus index, it's not WAS, it's not Sci index. So it's just a university journal. So we can verify whether this journal is a CHED recognized journal for the benefit of the participant who wanted to publish their work in the university journal. And then we have also the exclusive presentation only for the presenter, for the participant who want only to present this for the requirement in the graduate school. So these are the rates. And then we have, if you have listener, co-authors, accompanying person, that will be part of the team, because the Zoom link would be exclusive because you will be name tagged accordingly. We will be giving you your paper number code followed by your name. That would be your entry code. So if you enter the Zoom link without changing your name in the waiting list, you will not be accepted. So please be reminded of that, that when you will be entering the Zoom room on that specific event, you have to change your Zoom name to your paper code number. For example, ICHESMET 12 underscore or dash your whole name. That would be, you will be accepted, because we will be verifying your name that you have already registered. So if you're an accompanying person, listener, we will be giving them a specific code for their naming in the Zoom account. So we would not be, we would be emailing you about this requirement, so that you would be much aware of the requirement when you enter the room on or before November 20. So that's 5 days before the event. Next, we have the PowerPoint template that had been sent to you. Again, this template, for example, in this case, I tried to change the background of the plate into a 3D setup, so that it would be in both and would give impact on my presentation, so that it would not distract the template design. So, and then we have you are required to submit a video presentation or a pitching presentation using your PowerPoint presentation while you're discussing, whether you have a video playing on the presentations, a 3D design that you are doing, as long that it would only last about 8 to 10 minutes. Okay. If you submitted to us a 12 minutes video, we would be playing the 8 to 10 minutes and cutting your video in the presentations. Okay. Even if you fail to submit to us your video presentations, you are and you wanted to be a live presentations, you are only given about 8 to 10 minutes, because the 5 minutes would be for the question and answer of the panel or the moderators within the track. So per sessions, because there are requirement for the moderator and panel to assess and evaluate the research and the presenter, because there is award best presenter per sessions per track, and then we have the best paper, and then we have the outstanding paper of the conference per track. And then after a while, the maximum of 5 minutes question and answer, we would try to monitor the panel for questioning, as that the question and answer per batch of presenter should be 5 minutes. No, it would depend on the moderator and panelists whether they want it to be a presentation for the first three, and then question and answer with be after the three, or per presenter, and then we have the 5 minutes presentation. So we will be discussing, because we will be having a separate meeting for the moderators and panel in the tracks or per track. So we have the audience feedback through Google Form. All the audience, reviewer, listener, co-presenter, participants, moderator, panel will be giving a feedback on all the presentation that they have attended, because this is part of the requirement of the conference proceedings, so that it could be full out for best paper, that we will be recommending the best paper for the journal publication in Q1, 2, 3, and 4. So one of the requirement for the full out and of the article to be submitted in the journal with Q status is we need to submit also the audience feedback for that specific paper. So everybody in the audience in the event would be, as long that they have listened to your presentation, they are allowed to have a feedback about your paper or your research paper. And then we have the naming of the folders of the papers. You will be requested to submit a paper code number folder of your OneDrive or Google Drive, or what specific drive, as long that it's shared to us, so that the video would be pulled out from that specific drive for us to be able to play it. We know that there are problems in the internet connectivity. That's why we wanted the presentations or the video presentation be submitted to us, so that we could play it within the Zoom in our internet connectivity within our scope, so that especially for those presenter who have problems or unstable internet connections in their area. So we wanted to make sure that we have backups in our technical. So we have somebody will be working in the other side of the area, at home and in the university, so that we would make sure that the playing of the video will still be intact. Okay, now I'll be calling Engineer Orlene De La Cruz to present to you all the papers submissions, and he is the one in charge of entertaining questions with regards to the submission for the call of paper, and also he's the one who initially start to check the Turnitin of your papers aside from your submission. So we need to validate also. And then he is also in charge of, together with me and Sir Philip, identifying whether your paper is in the right specific category or track. Okay, Sir Ching, Engineer De La Cruz.
Yes, sir. Sir, ano yung papakita ko, sir?
Sir, the list of submitted research that you have categorized accordingly.
Yes, okay, sir. And sir, pwede pakishare yung screen. Ayan.
Sir, okay. You're
Yes,
already a
okay, sir.
co-host. Thank you.
Yes, hello, good afternoon. As of now, we have 60 documents or 60 articles from different universities, also from different countries. So we have Vietnam, Indonesia, Malaysia, India, and also with our country, Philippines. So as of now, for education, we have 6 papers. Then for engineering, we have 8 papers, and USUCOM 10 papers, sciences 2 papers, and then technology 11 papers, management 23 papers, a total of 60 papers as of October 28, or what I mean October 29, 2021. So if there is a clarifications, or if you think that your paper is not belong on the category, make sure to email the admin or the official Gmail of ICHESMET. As we all know, ichesmet@gmail.com for clarifications and concerns regarding your paper number, and also with the with the corresponding track of your paper. And that's all for
Sir,
me. So
are they
yes.
aware of their specific category? For example, how would they know whether they are defined as in management or in engineering?
Actually, yes, sir. They in their acceptance letter, we already include their the category of their paper, and also the code number. I will share, sir, some. I will share sample of the paper. So wait. This is the example of our paper. As you can see, so track engineering, and then the paper code ICHESMET 603. So then the title of the paper. So this is also included in the Gmail they receive in our mail, sir. Or what I mean in their mail, sir.
Thank you, sir. So it's also including the price for the registration for the presentation. You are required to submit your transaction fee for the payment for the presentations, or if that's include already the totality of the presentation and publication, you could submit it to the registration. The registration require you to upload the payment details. If you have problems with regards to the submission of the paper details, you could also email us the the deposit or transaction slip that you have done in the payment mode or for the registration fee, so that we could validate also. And please be reminded, when you email us, don't forget to identify your paper number, so that we could identify that the paper number failed to upload it in the registration form in Google form, but emailed us the transaction slip or any online banking transaction slip that you do, because we need to verify whether your payments have been cleared already in the Bank of the Mechatronic Robotic and Society of the Philippines of MRSP, because one of MRSP is our collecting agency for the event. So again, this is a partnership between 3 organizations. We have PUP Graduate School, and then we have your MRSP, and then we have the Ban Lang University in Vietnam. So this is a three partnership. So we will be entertaining everybody's in terms of their needs and requirements. Now, the last part would be is other matters. Do you have any clarifications or questions with regards to the requirement for the presentation and publication? Yes, Carlo, you are acknowledged.
Good afternoon to everyone. So I'm Engineer Carlo N. Romero from FPU Institute of Technology.
Yes.
I just want to ask, I have received the acceptance in presentation. So after I submit the Turnitin that is less than 15%, is that ready for publication?
We will be submitting it to the for the blind reviewer, and then you will
Okay.
be waiting for the result of the review. While
Mhm.
you are waiting that, we are in contact with publisher. Aside from the conference proceeding, in the conference proceeding, we are in charge of the conference proceeding with together with our international partner. But in terms of the publications, for the specific journal. For the conference is okay already, but we wanted also to have it accepted in a journal queue. So we are really looking an internal review on that matter. So there would be a two segue. So the pathing for the conference paper, we have the initial peer review, and then so once accepted, we will be sending you a letter that is accepted for conference proceeding publication in Scopus Index. Then the next move we will be doing, even though it's already would be soon to be published around 6 to 8 weeks upon the submission of our team to the partner publications, we will be still communicating with you that we would be requesting we since you for example you are awarded the best paper, we would
Yes.
be sending your paper to a journal queue. Now, the journal queue, once accepted, they would be emailing you directly and no longer us. So once you are accepted there based on their review, once you submitted the review, there would be a go signal for a full out of your paper in the conference proceeding index Scopus Index to their journal. Now you have to negotiate with them also because there might be P charges that they will be collecting. So if you would be coordinating with us, we would try to help you either it lessen the rate for discount or eliminating the rate for the transfer because they are the one who are partnering with us for the possible best paper transfer in queue. And if we would be directly communicating with them, what happened would be the rate would be uncontrollable in terms of the discounts or free for publications. So please try to coordinate with us. We would still be here for you because we are now in the preparation of the ICHESMET 2022 in Ban Lang University, Vietnam. Okay.
So my next step, sir, is I will just submit the full paper with Turnitin results. That is my next procedure or step.
Yes, yes.
Then I will just wait for the response or for your reply
Yes.
regarding the
I think searching would be emailing you where to upload your revised or your camera ready paper because it would no longer be under easy chair because we have already identified your specific code. So we will be giving you an instruction on how to go about it. Like I just said, you could put it in a Google Drive and you just send us the link. We could always access the revised paper and then we will be clarifying if it's a camera ready paper.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Sir Pat, Sir Pat, you are acknowledged. Sir Encabo.
Thank you very much, sir, and thank you for this meeting. I really appreciate it, and I'm sure that other participants appreciate this too. Just for clarification, I'm now writing my full paper, and there is a guideline saying that we have to use the easy chair format, and then there are guidelines who's maybe a bit different from the easy chair. For instance, in the other guidelines, it says there that you have to have the objective, you have to have the motivation, and so on. So, are we going to fuse those two, or which particular guidelines are we going to follow for our full paper?
For the meantime, sir, the full paper is required to have our IMRAD format. It's downloadable in the websites. Now, the easy chair is just for the notifications of our partners in the international scene. So we need to entertain them. So that's why we created an easy chair, better than a Google Forms. But later on, we will be having a transactions of submitting their Google Drive so that we could access their revisions. Because if we want, if you would be sending us always the email of the revised paper, we might have missed it in terms of the revisions number. We will be giving instruction to everybody on, for example, this is in your Google Drive, this is revision 01, 02. So the final would be the latest revision number. And we would be, for example, the camera ready, that would be the final rounds for the conference proceeding only, for the Scopus conference proceeding. The next stage would be the after the event. So for example, next year, we you were awarded best paper, so we recommended you to the publication of the journal Q. You again, the journal crew is strict about the revision. So again, you will be having running through a revision, but we could still assist you in any way that we can, so that it would still be published in journal Q, because we wanted not only in the conference paper, we wanted everybody to be published in the our partner publication, especially the Q1 and Q3 and Q4 have high impact factor and citation. So that's why we wanted it to be really this ICHESMET was created not only to assist graduate school, but also to really have a boost of the Philippines in terms of the publication, so that we especially our school, Polytechnic University, to be well known in terms of the QS standing, because in the QS standing it should be Scopus Index paper.
Oh, I see. Okay, thank you very much, sir. So for the meantime, we'll just follow the IMRAD format.
Yes po.
Okay,
Thank you,
thank you,
sir.
sir. Okay.
Thank you. There is a question here in the chat room. I think sorry. Sir, can you help me? Sir Philip?
Okay, in the chat box, ito ba yun? Hi sir, I have submitted my final paper last October 18. Can I still update my paper? I've tried re-uploading updated paper. However, file on my EasyChair account does not change. Is there something that I can do to update? So far sir, siguro I suggest kung na-submit mo na, if you were already to submit it already, let's just wait for our what do you call this, email for publication purposes. No, so wait na. I suggest that you wait for our email for publication already. No. Is there a big change, sir? Sir Redante, is there a big change in your revision? Will there be a big change? Kasi most probably we'll just need to wait for the comments of the reviewer. So I think that's the best time that we can edit as well.
Minor revision lang. Sir.
A minor revision. Okay.
So if you have a minor revision, you just have to coordinate with us later on. As long that you would be not using your paper number in the EasyChair, but the paper code number we have created for you for us for fast track communication or identifiers. That's why it's your EasyChair number is no longer the number that you will be using when you email ichesmet@gmail.com. In terms of, I think Cherry Rose Concha requested to have a copy of the guidelines via email. Yes, Ma'am Cherry would be sending you the guidelines for the requirements. Now we will be sending you these PowerPoint presentations in PDF forms, and we will be updating it together with my teams, Doc Philip and Dr. Engineer De La Cruz, not soon to be doctor. He's taking his dissertation now. And then we have I think Anthony Belago just asking who would run the Turnitin. You could run your Turnitin in your institutions. You just send us the report, the similarity index report of the Turnitin. And then the question of Cho Nyong Joy, can you explain which file we upload to the folder's name of the paper codes? When you try to upload or send the paper to ichesmet@gmail.com, all you have to do is use the paper code numbers in the letter that we have sent you, the letter of acceptance, and together with the letter of publication, that would be your identifier code number of your paper. And then I think somebody asked a while ago, would you discuss the registration fee in US dollars? For the US dollars, our partner agency have PayPal payment. So all you have to do is to transfer the payment through the PayPal account. If you have problems, you could directly email ichesmet@gmail.com for the transactions, and we could ask our partner to have alternative way in assisting you for the payments or for your registration fee on via online banking. So try to give us an email, and don't forget to identify your paper number so that we could really relate to the papers that have problems in terms of the details of transactions for registration fee. Um, when you try to create your Google folder or OneDrive folder, the name of the folder should be your paper number. For example, ICHESMET ZIG 003. So that would be the name of the folder, and then you will be sharing the link or the folder to us in ichesmet@gmail.com, and then we would be accessing it. And then we would be, every now and then, if there are update review from the reviewer, we could directly send you a notification, and you could update it, not sending the files, but uploading or updating your folder with the recently revised documents. So Angel Sarmiento has asked, hi sir, just a point of clarification. One cannot proceed to present during the conference if Turnitin result is not yet available. Hi sir. Angel, can you clarify your question? I'm a little bit confused with the way you are asking it. Angel Sarmiento.
I think Dr. Arvin is asking if Turnitin result is already required before the conference. So to answer your question, we will be needing the Turnitin result during the publication. So most probably that's after the conference. The full paper, no, from the journal template that we have identified for the publication. So that's the time you need to submit the Turnitin. So that's the requirement.
Okay.
I hope I was able to answer your question, Angel. I think somebody's raising his hand. Mary Grace, Generalao,
Very
Generalao.
great.
Yes,
Yeah.
good afternoon, everyone. I just want to clarify if it's less than 15%, sir, or 15% and below. Kasi the result of my Turnitin is exactly 15%. Thank you.
Mary Grace, we are accepting the exactly 15%, no, because our declarations in posted is 15%. Although Sir Philip have discussed it below 15%. Why below 15% is a better than 15%? Because the journal Q and Q1, Q2, Q4 is very strict about the Turnitin.
Yeah.
What if when they try to validate the content of your paper, there are argument that they are justifying your 15%, because we can exclude some of the details in each Turnitin. What if they didn't exclude it? They wanted to put everything on it. So we wanted it to be less than 15, or at least around 10%, to make it sure that it would be accepted
Sir,
in
so
journal.
therefore,
You could revise some of the details to make it 14. You just have to run it in Killbot or Grammarly to make it some of the details identified in the Turnitin to be not exactly the same in the the accounts that have similarity. Rephrasing would do, Ma'am Mary Grace.
Konti na lang
So
po yan, Ma'am Mary Grace. Oo, konti na lang yun.
konti na lang for the, pero I recommend if it's if
Below
it's
15.
revise it below 15, much better. But we would be accepting, still we would be accepting, so in the 15%, and it's up to the peer review, peer reviewer in the publication. You would be notified whether they are accepting it on the 15% or not, because they would be running it again in Turnitin. Although we have, even though you run it in the Turnitin, we are still verifying the records of your Turnitin. For example, if it's in FEU technology, they have their Turnitin, so we need to validate the record from Turnitin company that we have contact in PUP, so that it would validate the record itself. I think that there are coordination with Turnitin account. Thank you. Okay na tayo, Ma'am Mary Grace? Are we okay?
Yes, sir. So, i-clarify ko lang po ha na hindi pa rin, kumbaga 15% in-accept po ninyo but still, i-verify pa rin po, maka-receive pa rin ako ng email coming from the peer reviewing ninyo kung kailangan ko. Kasi ang pagkaintindi ko po, since nakalagay naman doon na 15%, ibig sabihin for the presentation, I am already accepted.
Yes.
But kung mapupunta ako sa publication, obviously, kailangan ko po talaga ito na i-revise.
Oo. Anyway, that's why we are accepting it 15% because the revision would take place after the event because the reviewer would be starting by November. No, we don't know when will the feedback be returned to us. No, that's what about the reviewers. They are very strict about how do they review the papers based on the requirements of the conference and the journal itself. And then later on, they'll be having another review, blind review for the publication review. So our reviewer partnership is the first stage of the reviewer that would be for the conference, Scopus Index Conference proceeding. The next stage would be the journal publication review. If you would be awarded best paper or best presenter, you will be considered part of the recommendation. And we are also doing the outstanding paper of the track. We will be recommending a lot of papers to the journal, but we will try to send everybody to the journal queue. But the question is in terms of priority. So we need to prioritize based on the scores that you have generated based on the evaluations of the panel, because the scores takes place first before we try to recommend papers. So if you're not the best paper, but you're for example top 5 of the paper in that specific track, we could still recommend you to journal Q1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, thank you. And then another question, how can I send my Turnitin result? You could download your Turnitin account, the result, or you could verify with the owner or the administrator of your Turnitin account, and then you could download it and send it to us. If you're having hard time with generating the result, you could coordinate with Engineer De La Cruz through ichesmet@gmail.com. Call the attention of Engineer Orlin De La Cruz, and he would be responding you on how would you assist, how he would assist you in generating the Turnitin result in your account. Hi, sir. Redante Lesig. I have submitted my final paper last October 18. Can I still update my paper? I tried re-uploading, however, the file doesn't. Okay, we would be still requesting your update. You could always send it to Easy Chair. If not, if still have errors in updating the paper, you could communicate with Engineer Orlin De La Cruz or Dr. Philip Ermita. Just email at ichesmet@gmail.com and call the attention of the two persons so that they would be responding to your needs. And then, excuse her, could I ask for specific guidelines via email? Yes, Tanchu Tran, we would be sending you an information guidelines on that. Sir Philip, can you take note of that, the email address, so that we could email him about the update of the guidelines?
Okay, sir.
Thank you, sir. And then we have Carlo Romero. Are we required to send recorded video or can we choose live presentation? We are encouraging you to create your video presentation as a backup plan, because what if you're ready for a live presentation and yet your internet connections was cut off at that specific moment? What would happen? We don't have backup. We don't have things for you to be played off, so we'll be skipping you. What if there would be no connectivity in your side. So there would be a problems in terms of the presentation, in the live presentation. So as a result, because we have experienced it in the previous conference that we have handled this pandemic situations. So we encourage everybody to create their video presentation and send it to us so that the live would be entertaining by the participant is the question and answer, because you will be asked according to your paper. But in terms of the presentation, you could send us your PowerPoint presentation or your video presentation so that we have backup also to assist you in any way. You might have problems in terms of instability of your internet connectivity. So please, we try we wanted this conference to have a lesser error in terms of the implementations of the conference. So since we have already experienced it, so we are sharing to you the decision that we have. That's why we decided to request an 8 to 10 minutes video presentations. I think you could focus on the question and answer because it's a live thing. We would not be having a video presentation for that. We would be having a live presentation for the forum, because you will be asked by the panel according to the strength of your paper, and that's one of the criteria for the search for the best paper for the track or the sessions and the outstanding paper of the track. Okay. I hope that that's clear, Carlo. And then we have Antoinette Belago. Follow-up question, sir. Is Turnitin requirement for presentations only? For the Turnitin, it's not required for the presentations, but it is required for the publications. Again, as part of the, we would not entertain your paper for the publications if you fail to submit your Turnitin. Okay, we will be waiting for the Turnitin result of if you have revisions. So try to resend your Turnitin result with the revisions of the paper with us. And then we will be now sending your paper to the peer reviewer, a blind reviewer that will be checking your papers for the Scopus Index Conference proceeding and the journal Q1 to 4. Then Carlo Romero, I have submitted the paper below but withdraw it because I need to edit some papers. In case that you withdraw but you have received already a letter of acceptance for presentations, you could go with it, the presentations, but for the revisions, all you have to do is to coordinate with again Engineer Orlin de la Cruz and Dr. Philip Ermita via ichesmet@gmail.com. Try to call their attention in the email and also your paper number so that they could identify specifically what specific title you have or what specific revision paper you have, because we need to delete the old file and put the new or revised file so that we might not have a mistake in sending it to the publication company. Any other question, clarifications that you want to ask us? Yes, Jonar, sorry, from LSPU, LB.
Yes, yes, good afternoon po, sir. Sir, I just want to clarify that not all the accepted paper will be published in a peer-reviewed journal. Am I right?
Pardon, sir? Sorry.
Yeah, I just want to clarify that not every accepted paper for presentation will be published in a peer-reviewed journal.
All the papers would be published in a conference proceeding index, Scopus Index conference proceeding, depending on the track, because engineering and technology has its track together with management, and then we have USUCOM Education and Sciences has a separate track of Scopus Index conference proceeding. Now, it would be published in Scopus Index through that specific conference proceeding in ICHESMET 2021. But we will be also submitting your paper aside from the conference. We will be submitting, especially the best paper, the identified paper, to a journal Q1 to 4 publication.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, last question po. Can I, sorry, can be may, I pull out my paper for proceedings publication? Kasi po I'm interested more on the university journal publication po sana.
All you have to do if you are not interested to be posted in the conference, because we would be still sending you a letter of acceptance for publication, am I right, Jonar?
Yes, yes, yes. Yes po.
Once we send you the letter of acceptance for publications for the conference proceeding, you would be sending us a notification. Good day. So you'll be informing us na I wanted my paper to be published in the university journal and not in the Scopus Index Conference Proceeding Journal.
Yes, sir. Cleared. Thank you po.
Yeah. So that, just to be clear, no, please do not notify us now. Notify us once you receive the letter of acceptance for publications. You could notify the email. You could bounce back to that specific email, respond to that you wanted your paper to be published in AIP conference proceeding, in Elsevier conference proceeding, and then another conference proceeding, or you wanted just it to be in the publications of the university journal proceeding. Now, in terms of university journal proceeding, is it in our conference affiliation or in your journal? Jonard ba yan?
Yes po,
Jonardo.
sir.
In our
Yes po.
university affiliation.
No, sir. Actually, I am interested in any university
Okay.
journal
Yes.
publication as long as it is a university journal
Yes,
rather than
we will be
proceedings
submitting
po.
it to Polytechnic University Journal or Isabela State University Journal, the open access publication journal. We will be sending it. We would first identify what specific track it is, and then we would be sending you an information for coordinating you which one would you prefer, because we wanted you would be deciding on what specific journal would it be. So we don't dictate the journal publication. We are still coordinating with the author which one would they prefer in terms of the university journal. We'll be sending you the specific track for your paper. So for example, the Isabela open access journal, and then we have the PUP journal, and then the other one in Malaysia's journal. So as long that we would have that specific journal, we would be coordinating with you.
Noted po, sir. Thank you po.
Thank you. Next, any other question, clarification? I think Renz Vincent Tagalog asked question. I just want to clarify. So we will send the full copy of our papers in journal format and turn it in result in your email. Yes, in coordination with Engineer Orlin de la Cruz. I think Engineer Orlin de la Cruz would be coming up with the strategy on how would you upload your revised paper together with your Turnitin result. Possible that we could create a shared folder, or you could create your own folder for now and then send us the link. That's the first requirement. You have to create your own Google Drive folder. The folder's name is your paper number. And then you could send us the link, share us the link via ichesmet@gmail.com. And then Engineer Orlin de la Cruz would be checking it out and pulling out your a copy of your paper from your folder to our folder. No need to attach the file. All we need is the link. Are we clear about that, Renz? Hi, sir. What if I have submitted the full copy of the paper is signature instead of abstract? Do I have to re-upload it again? Because of some of the revisions requirement and Turnitin requirement, no need for you to re-upload, but you would be creating your own folder, and then you will be sharing us the link of the folder. Okay, again, you would be creating a folder. For example, you have your own Gmail account, and then you have your own Google Drive. Create a folder there, name the folders by your paper code number. For example, ICHESMET 6003. That would be the name of the folder, and share the link to us through ichesmet@gmail.com, and then we would be accessing your folder and getting all the details, updated revisions, turn it in requirements and other things. You would be upload a video presentation is uploaded there, and we will be just getting it out, transferring to our account, to our Google Drive account. So that when the time comes that it's needed for the peer review, we'll be pulling it out and send it again to the peer reviewer in different form. But for now, all the submitted files in EasyChair would be forwarded to the initial reviewer for our conference proceedings. Now, once the result is identified, we will be sending each one of you a notification that these are the result of the review, and we are congratulating you to be accepted in the publications once you revise or follow the requirements of the reviewer, the review results. Once you follow all the comment and suggestions, so we would be dealing with the publication already for the camera ready paper. Okay, any other question, clarification that you want to ask me or ask the team? Good day is required of video. Again, Giselle, video presentation nowadays, because of the technicality of our unstable internet connections, we are encouraging everybody, every presenter participant, to really create a video. What is just a simple, just open a pre-Zoom or your Google Meets, record it while you are playing the presentations in your slides or the video, and then talk about it. And then that would be it. And then download the MP4 files and submit it to us or into your Google Drive and share it with us. And that would be it. So there's nothing to worry, because one of the technicalities in the live presentation is opening your PowerPoint presentation, sharing, etc. There would be technicality. So we need to consume time, especially for track who have a lot of submission. So we are still monitoring the number of tracks, because we wanted also to control the number of submission based on the specific track. So we will be moving along with the scheduling. Sir, when is the deadline of the video presentation? The deadline of the video presentation is, I think, on or before November 20. On or before November 20. So we have time to download your video presentation for the technical team to play it out. So by the way, you could change your file name to paper number, again, ICHESMET 0063.mp4. That would be a faster communication with our technical team. We would always indicate our variables to be your paper number code for every files that you have. And then we have, regarding po sa Turnitin result, do we need to run it again, or okay na po yung Turnitin result from our certificate of originality? Thanks po. You could send us your Turnitin result certificate of originality, but once it's under the publication review already, you have to revise it again, run it to the camera ready. Once it's a camera ready, you have your final run of the Turnitin, and that would be the final declarations to the Turnitin result for publication. Again, it's a prestige for us to be included in Scopus for conference proceeding. Also is a prestige to us to be part of the journal Q1 to 4. That's why we are very strict about the paper review, the paper itself, and then we have the Turnitin result. So I please bear with us. We are trying our best, that we wanted everybody to be published in journal. Even though there is no publication in our conference proceeding, it's okay, as long that all of you, all your paper would be submitted and be accepted in journal with Q, the Q1, Q3, and Q3 and Q4, because that's an international standing. So it's especially in your institution, if you wanted to have a high rank in QS ranking for university around globe, so you should have a journal published in a journal with Q. And then we have again a question. can you share this recording meeting to us? Yes, we would be sharing the video recording to you once we finish downloading it today. I will try to create it in an unlisted file, probably in YouTube, and then we would be posting it in the website. You could always visit our website, and then we'll try to run it in YouTube for unlisted files, so that you could check it out until we'll put it down once the conference is already ended on November 27. Okay. Any other question, clarification that you still want to ask us, the team member of the call for paper and the publication? Sir Philip, you're in mute.
Wala nang question. Pwede tayo mag-group picture for initial ano.
Sige.
Pwede tayo
Can you open your
Can I-
camera? I think one more question, sir. I don't have an account to access Turnitin. Can I have your advice? Yes, Tan Chu Tran. You could coordinate with Sir Ching. Can you send him your email address directly in the chat box so that he would be coordinating with you?
Oh, yes, sir. Okay, thank you.
So he's in charge of checking documents for Turnitin in case that you have problems in Turnitin account. We would like to request everybody to open their camera, and then we'll just have a short picture for the documentations of these sessions. Then again, congratulations, you are being accepted in the conference. It's a thorough review for 3 to 5 days per paper. So it's very hard for Sir Ching and Sir Philip to review all your papers.
Dr. Arvin, I think the vice chair for the webinar is also here, Engineer Joseph.
Engineer Josie Colfeo is in charge of the webinar. By the way, the webinar would be the paper presentation would be not live because of the intellectual property of the informations, but we have a pre-webinar open to all. You are in the Zoom, but other people can only watch it via live streaming on our YouTube account. Okay?
Yes,
Robot si Ma'am Jo.
Ma'am, nagcha-chappy. Chappy. Anyway, the webinar is
She's the new robot.
we have
including your colleagues and hello.
yes,
Robot.
ma'am.
Chappy ka, Ma'am Jo.
Oo. So meron kami, we have international speakers, not only in the Philippines, we have in Denmark and in Singapore, so that they'll be speaking in the last tail of before the awarding ceremony. Okay, so again, can we take a shot now? Sir Philip, you could take also your shot if you want to, because it's a free country.
Okay. In the first panel, 1, 2, 3, go. And the next slide, 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, on the, yes, 2 slides. That's it.
Sir Henry pala is here. Henry de Guzman.
Yeah, Sir Henry is here.
Hello, sir.
Hello po.
Hello, sir.
Medyo double meeting lang kaya di ako
sige. Okay.
Oo nga, sir.
Again, thank you
Yun lang
for attending these sessions. If you still have questions, you could email us, contact us. If you know my Facebook account, you could email me. I'm Doc Arvin in my Facebook account, DOC and then RVIN. So you could message me, drop me a message if you have problems with regards to the ICHESMET requirements. Again, thank you very much and see you on the conference on November 25. We would be contacting you via email about the link and your paper, reminding you of the renaming of your Zoom account. Before you enter, we would not entertain you in the waiting list if your name is not changed. So please try to change your profile on or before November 25. So that's when you click the link, automatically is declared of your paper number and your name. Okay? Again, thank you and see you virtually on November 25. Ingat po kayo sa
Salamat
inyong
po. Good,
workplaces. Stay safe.
Salamat
good
po,
day.
Bye.
Doc Philip. Salamat
Thank
po.
you.
Salamat
Yeah.
po.
Thank you po, sir.
Klase
Ma'am
na tayo.
Josie.
Klase na sa
Salamat po.
Sunday.
Salamat po.
Thank you all for attending.
It's classes on Sunday already.
Yeah.
Hindi
Sino ba
ba tayo
mga teacher namin? Hindi pa namin alam.
Anong section
It's
mo,
already
Sir Henry?
posted. Henry is
Sir,
already
Posted na ba?
posted.
sorry.
Pero there is a revision on that matter.
Ang dami pa raw gulo po eh. Nag-iintay lang po ako.
Anong section mo, Sir Henry?
Ito, titignan ko na bago daw eh. Sabi ni Sir,
Section 4 ka ba?
4 po alam po eh.
Ah,
Pero titignan ko ngayon.
iba yung subjects ng 4 eh.
Oo nga raw po eh.
Sorry, excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir.
Yes,
I'm sorry
yes.
for just a moment.
Yes.
As I sent in the chat room that I needed your assistance in the two problems. Number one, with my Tornado account, because I don't have one account of sets. And number two, I would like to have a very specific guideline for our content today, because I'm afraid that I missed some of the important details. So I hope you will send the things that I need via my email that I gave it in the chat room.
Yes, we'll.
av.gmail.com.
Yes. How would you pronounce your name, by the way?
Right.
Or do you have a short name so I could call you in your short
All right.
name?
You would like to hear it in Vietnamese accent?
I'm not aware of.
Okay. Trần Thanh Tú.
Chong Tang Tung.
Trần
Chan.
Jong.
Tan.
Tú.
Tong.
It means a blue star.
Oh.
Wow. So we'll be sending you the informations about this one, the PowerPoint slides. We will be sending you the PDF files, and then we'll be sharing in the website this meeting sessions once I upload it in the YouTube in the enlisted files. Just check in the website in the later part of the menu, and then we have the Turnitin account. All you have to do is to send us a your paper, notify us that you don't have a Turnitin account, and engineer or Lynn de la Cruz would be happy to help you to run it in a Turnitin account in our account. Okay.
Yeah. All right. I'm so happy. So all my worry has all gone. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you, madam. I'm really impressed with your sharing today. I'm so happy.
Yes, we try to make sure that everything would be okay on the conference. That's why we are always calling a month before the event, and then we have a batch too, because we have also incoming papers, still incoming papers. We only entertain up to number 40. So the 41 to 60 is not yet included in this meeting. They will be attending the November 10 session or 15 November sessions. They are the one who will be invited for this. Again, this requirement for the Turnitin and video presentations.
Yeah. So before I say goodbye, I have one thing to say that today is my birthday, and I'm
Happy
very
birthday.
happy
Happy
to hear
Happy
something
birthday.
special for you, right? A wish.
We wish you good luck in
Happy
your
birthday.
presentation, and we wanted your paper to be published in a journal Q so that it would not only be in the conference paper. And then
Thank you, sir.
we wish you a happy birthday today, and I hope you celebrate it nicely in your country.
This is one of my biggest gifts that I have been given on my birthday, because of the acceptation of my paper. I'm so happy just yesterday.
Yeah.
Thank you once again. Goodbye.
If you have
Goodbye.
concerns,
Thank you.
always send an email. So we always check our email. So if you have concerns, just always send email. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you,
I
sir.
see you. I see you. Me too.
Yeah. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Bye. Ma'am, do you any other left here? Do you have
Who
any
Yun
clarification?
Dewey? Do you have questions? Yeah. Okay.
Goodbye.
Yeah. Thank you. Hi, salamat. Congratulations, Doc Arvin.
Wala na ba
next
tayong
batch.
Next batch is
Kailan ba next?
possible.
Ngayon na ba?
Alin? Ngayon na aalis?
Yung
Joke.
next batch?
Hindi ma'am,
Ngayon ang alis
November,
Hindi
natin.
po.
November, possible 10 or 15 para medyo malayo-layo. Kasi yung extension natin hanggang November 18.
OMG, bisi-bisihan pala ang November natin. Ano?
December.
Ito na ba
November.
yung sabing pag nasa PUP na bisi-bisihan na?
November, December, sir.
Pag full-time
Masyadong
Sir, possible
busy.
that di ba meron naman tayong lakad, yung gang lakad on December. Possible we could
Uy, next week yung syllabus, targetin natin matapos na.
yung
Asan, sir, yung
Syllabus ng
format?
diploma
Saka yung, ay,
project.
sir, pengi ng kopya ng nung curriculum.
Yeah. Ma'am, ang gagawin ko kasi, pina-finalize ko yung curriculum, pina-finalize ko yung template. So parang lalagyan nyo na lang ng content para mabilis.
Sige.
Parang
Okay.
ayos na yung template, lalagyan na lang natin ng content. Yung curriculum, ayos na. Kapamiting na lang ako para content na lang ilalagay nyo. Yung mga template, di na problema.
Sige,
Para
sir.